The Feast of San Donato, St. Donatus, has been in Blue Island since 1905. It's the 114th year, and it dates back from Ripacandia, Italy, and in the region of Basilicata. And it's the patron saint of the town. And so when the group of Italians came here, they wanted to have their own church and celebrate their own customs. And one of that is the Feast of San Donato. And when they built the church here, they started the feast. So 1905, and it's been 114 years, and it's special how we run it here, but there's no vendors. We cook all our own food, and it's always been that way. It originally started off with just everybody cooking food at home and bringing it in, and then over the years it grew and grew and grew to what it is today. I know for a fact we're the only Italian fest, possibly we're the only church fest is this large, this amount of quantity coming out. It's all made by parishioners, all made by volunteers. A lot of the stuff is donated, and it's like clockwork. I was here Monday. Everything was set up on Tuesday. We were ready to go yesterday. The first day was Wednesday, and it's the same stuff every year. Everybody knows their spot. They know their booths. It's like a well-oiled machine.
So we have tacos, we have beef sandwiches, sausage sandwiches, the pizza, fried dough, tamales, elotes, Italian ice cream, chicken wings, clams, and then the beer in the beer garden.
I think we do about 250 to 350 pizzas a night. In the morning, they start making the dough, and then after it rises for several hours, they start putting it in the pans. Then they let it rise in the pans for several hours. And then after that, they start making the actual pizzas, putting the sausage, the sauce, the cheese on there, and then it sits on the racks and rises for a little longer, and then it finally goes into the oven. And oven that cooks for 20, 25 minutes, depending on the humidity and the temperature. Usually we know within the first batch, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we start putting the pizzas in the ovens, and we know after the first batch where our timing needs to be, where our temperature needs to be.
It's amazing, great quality, handcrafted. There's nothing like this in anywhere. The sandwiches are great. You know what? The ices are amazing. It's like a buffet. It's really a buffet of cultural food here tonight. The clams are fresh and beautiful, and they smell like the sea. They're just absolutely beautiful.
Clams we have to order way in advance because I have to get them from the East Coast, and sometimes we have to use multiple suppliers because we go through 10,000 clams in a few days, and they don't want to hurt the regular customers of businesses, so we might have to use 3 different suppliers over the weekend. Almost every year we've used at least 2 suppliers because we're exhausting the entire supply for the Chicagoland metropolitan area for this weekend. They have vendors at these other Italian fests, and they might sell 100 a night because, I'm going to have 1 clam, just to say I had a raw clam. Here, it's like a competition. How many can you eat? You order 2 dozen, 3 dozen, and you want to eat more than your friend sitting across the table, and you'll race. So they go through a lot, and especially being next to the beer garden, if people start drinking and it's hot, they go through more clams. I know if it's a hot day and it's a weekend, let's say a Friday, they're going to go through several thousand clams that night because and then it's peer pressure. He ate 20, I'm going to eat 30, so that's why we go through that quantity, but no one goes through that kind of quantity. The Taylor Street Fest, they probably go through 400 or 500 for the 3-4 days they have that fest. We go through 10,000.
This is a tradition we do not want to lose in Blue Island. It's what makes Blue Island special. It really is.